everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Ginger Pierce, and I'm a travel professional with Marvelous Mouse Travels. I've been offering concierge-level vacation planning services completely free of charge for the past 7 years, and I specialize in theme parks, cruises, and select all-inclusive resorts. Welcome to Cup of Travel. This is my podcast that I envision as your cozy corner of the internet where we can all just sit down with our favorite beverage and we can talk about what is going on in the world of travel. On today's episode, I'm starting a brand new series where I will be ranking the on-site hotels at Universal Orlando. And we're going to start off by ranking Universal's value and prime value properties. Now, currently there are 6 on-site hotels that fall into one of those 2 categories. In the value category, you have Universal's Cabana Bay Beach Resort and Universal's Endless Summer Surfside and Endless Summer Dockside. And in the prime value category, you have Universal's Aventura Hotel and the brand new Universal's Terra Luna and Universal's Stella Nova. So I will be ranking those in order from my least favorite to my most favorite. And all along the way, I'll give you the reasons why I've placed each property where I've placed it. But as always, I want to hear your thoughts. So please let me know in the comments if you agree with my ranking, if you disagree, and why. Share what your favorite property is so that we can all learn from each other. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Okay, coming in last at number 6 on my list is a property that I really do love. In fact, it kind of hurts me a little bit to rank it lowest, but one property's got to be lowest, right? And so coming in at number 6 for me is going to be Universal's Cabana Bay Beach Resort. Here's the thing. I know that's going to be controversial for a lot of people. For many people, Cabana Bay is the flagship resort at Universal. There's just such nostalgia for this resort. There's a huge following for this resort. Many of my clients love this resort. And there are a lot of things that I love about this resort. So before I tell you the reasons why I've ranked it lowest on my list, let me start by telling you the things that I love about it and that other people love about it too. I think one of the biggest perks to Cabana Bay is its pools. It has fantastic pools, and if you are someone who likes to take a rest day, resort day, and enjoy the pool, Cabana Bay is a great option because those pools are fantastic. Another thing I really like about Cabana Bay is that it has its own dedicated entrance to Volcano Bay Water Theme Park. So if you love water parks, you can walk right in there from Cabana Bay. It's super convenient, and in fact, some of the rooms and suites even have views of Volcano Bay, and they're beautiful. Speaking of rooms and suites, that is another huge perk to this property. There are lots of different types of accommodation options here. You have everything from standard 2-queen rooms to family suites that sleep 6, all the way up to 2-bedroom suites that sleep 8. So you really have a lot of options for accommodating your party. Another thing that I love about Cabana Bay is that it has a bowling alley on site, and that's really unique for a hotel, and it's also a lot of fun. So if there are so many things that I like about this property, you might be wondering why it comes in at number 6 on my list. And honestly, the only reason for me is just that I feel like it is starting to show its age a little bit. Now, I will say that the theming of Cabana Bay is intentionally retro. Okay, you're supposed to feel like you're in a 50s or 60s beach resort. And I have no problem with that. I love retro theming. In fact, if you check out where I ranked the Disney World value hotels, I actually put Pop Century at the top of my list, which also has a retro theme. So that is not a problem for me at all. But I feel like the rooms at Cabana Bay could just use a little bit of a refresh. And so honestly, that is the only reason why I ranked this one at number 6 on my list. All right, coming in just above Cabana Bay on my list at number 5 is its next door neighbor, Universal's Aventura Hotel. We stayed here shortly after it opened with our kids, and there were a lot of things that we really enjoyed as a family. I love it when hotel rooms have vinyl floors instead of carpet, and they have that at Aventura, so that is really great, particularly if you have little kids who spill. It's so easy to clean it up when you're at Aventura. We also really enjoyed the pool area at Aventura. It had this great little splash pad. My kids played in that for hours, and that was lots of fun. They have a wonderful rooftop bar with beautiful views at Aventura. The theming is really sleek and modern. So I really do like this property a lot. I think it's a great fit for maybe if you have older kids, teenagers, or if it's an adults only trip. The only reason why it comes in at number 5 for me is that if you have younger kids, the theming is just not that exciting for them. I think that there are other properties that they're going to love staying at maybe a little bit more. All right, coming in at number 4 on my list is another one that I think might be a little bit controversial because it's one of the newest properties, and that's Universal's Terra Luna. Now, I recently stayed at Terra Luna back in April. I really do like this property. Everything was very clean. My room was very well appointed. The food was great. I loved my time at the pool. So I liked this property a lot. I also enjoy the fact that it is so close to Epic Universe. Epic Universe is Universal's brand new theme park. You can take the shuttle bus and be there in 5 minutes or less. Like, it is really very conveniently located. The reason why it doesn't rank any higher on my list is just because there are only standard rooms at this property. So there are no suite options. If you have a larger family, you're going to need adjoining rooms in order to accommodate them. Another reason why I ranked it lower down on my list is that even though it's close to Epic Universe, you can't walk there from Terra Luna, and you can from another property that I'll talk about in just a second. But for me, Terra Luna comes in a little bit lower. Now, it was really hard for me to choose between number 3 and number 2 on my list because these properties are so similar, so much so that I'm actually going to discuss them together rather than individually. So coming in at number 3 on my list is Universal's Dockside Inn & Suites, and coming in at number 2 is Universal's Surfside Inn & Suites. These properties are almost identical, but there are some subtle differences that give Surfside the edge for me over Dockside. First of all, the room types are the same. So at Dockside and at Surfside, you're going to have your choice between standard 2 queen rooms or a 2-bedroom suite. The 2-bedroom suites have 2 queens along with a kitchenette in kind of a common space, and then they have a 3rd queen that it's off to itself in a separate bedroom, and then 1 bathroom to share. So that's going to be the same no matter which of the 2 properties you choose. Dockside as a whole is a little bit larger resort. And so that's one reason why I ranked it lower than Surfside, because you have more people sharing the amenities. You have more people sharing dining, sharing the pool, and such. And also, I like the theming at Surfside a little bit better. Both are beautiful, but to me, Surfside just felt more beachy and more airy and open and bright. And I really like that. I also like the fact that Surfside is the first of the 2 on the bus loop. So you're going to be the first people picked up. You're going to be the first people dropped off. It's very convenient. So you're not going to have as much of a chance of fighting for or waiting for a seat on the bus if you're staying at Surfside. So I get asked all the time by clients which I would choose between Dockside and Surfside. And honestly, they're both great. I don't have a lot of complaints about either one, but I would give the slight edge to Surfside. And obviously, coming in at number 1 on my list is Universal's Stella Nova. I love this property. I recently stayed here back in May with my family on their first visit to Epic Universe, and we had the best time. Stella Nova, I think, is a tremendous value. Now, one thing I will say to its detriment maybe is that, like Terra Luna, it does not have any suite options, just standard 2 queen rooms. So if you have more than 4 people in your party, you are going to need multiple rooms. But what makes up for that, in my opinion, is that you can walk from Stella Nova to Epic Universe. And that's a huge deal. It's about a 10 to 15 minute walk, depending on your pace. To have a prime value property that is walking distance to the newest theme park in Orlando is pretty unheard of. At Disney, for example, if you want to be walking distance to a theme park, you've got to stay at the deluxe level. So to have that option at the value level at Universal is really fantastic. We also just loved the vibe of Stella Nova. We loved the rooms. We loved the pool. We enjoyed the layout. The food was really good. So we had just a fantastic stay here. And I would absolutely not hesitate to stay here again with my family. And if you're choosing between Stella Nova or Terra Luna, typically the price difference between the two is not that much. And so I feel like it is worth the minimal cost difference to stay at Stella Nova so that you get that walking path to Epic. All right, so that is my ranking of the value and prime value on-site hotels at Universal Orlando. Like I mentioned, though, I would love to hear how you would rank these properties. So let everybody know in the comments what your ranking would be, which one is your favorite, and why. And also remember that if you are planning a trip to Universal Orlando, you can take advantage of my planning services for free by booking your trip through me. And it costs the same amount to book through me as it does to book directly on Universal's website. So to learn more about me and my free services or to get a free quote on your vacation, reach out to me on my blog, which you can find right down here at gingermmt.com. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Cup of Travel, and I hope you'll join me next time when we rank the signature on-site hotels at Universal. Bring your favorite beverage so we can all have our cup of travel together.